Have you ever wanted to learn about the abandoned ghost town in San Andreas? Have you ever wanted to know what it once was, why it's there, and why it's so ominous? Well, by the time you leave this video, you will know all the answers to those questions because this town actually exists in real life. And believe me, the backstory to this town in real life is just as creepy. So, in GTA San Andreas, this town is named Las Brujas, or something along those lines. I'm not Spanish, but I should be. Las Brujas doesn't serve much of a purpose in San Andreas. There are a couple of missions that take place here, but there's only one worth mentioning, and that mission is called High Noon. This is the mission where CJ is forced to dig a grave right before he kills Pulaski. Besides from that, this is the only purpose that Las Brujas actually has in the San Andreas story. It serves as a discreet ghost town where you can hide a body. But some interesting facts, the name Las Brujas actually translates to the witches, which suddenly makes this a little bit more creepy. And to add to that, on the police scanner you can occasionally hear an officer say the words, "We got a hysterical old woman in Las Brujas. She says she's a witch or something."
We got a hysterical old woman in Las Brujas. Says she's a witch or something.
Now Rockstar didn't just put that in for fun, there is a reason why witches surround this town. But to understand that, you need to know the history of this town in real life. Las Brujas is based on a very famous ghost town named Bodie. Now Bodie is situated deep in the hills of California, and it's known as the best preserved ghost town of the American West. Similar to Las Brujas, Bodie is a Wild West ghost town. But that's not the main giveaway that this was the inspiration for Las Brujas. The main giveaway was the church. As you can see, this in-game church wasn't just inspired by the church in Bodie, it's an exact copy. Most of the buildings here are heavily inspired from buildings in Bodie. Even the little details like this building with a bell seems to be a mixture of two real-life buildings. In case you were wondering what this building with the bell is, it was once a school. So it's fair to say that this ghost town in San Andreas is based on an old mining town in real life. It makes a lot of sense now, especially with the buildings that can be found on the mountains next to this town in San Andreas. But why did Rockstar go down the witches route? Well, this town in real life is said to be haunted and cursed. Kind of a double whammy. This curse is directly connected to the deep history of Bodie. So let's do the research that Rockstar did and go all the way back to 1875. In 1875, Bodie became a boom town. This happened when a mine collapsed and revealed a massive amount of gold ore. The gold ore that was mined in Bodie would eventually account for over $30 million in gold alone. By this point in time, Bodie wasn't a very nice place to live. The streets were filled with murder, gambling, prostitution, stage robbing, and gunfights happened on a daily basis. An interesting small legend that I keep hearing is that a little girl prayed to God when she found out her and her family were moving to this town. Apparently she said the exact words, "Goodbye God, we're going to Bodie." But gold-wise, Bodie was doing pretty good. Until 1882, when the boom was over and the town started to decline. After a decade of slow decline, a series of fires broke out in Bodie. These fires did so much damage that it destroyed most of the business district. In 1898, a massive fire broke out and destroyed the entire mill. So this town was having a lot of trouble with fires. It was destined to be destroyed. Would you like to take a guess at what happened next? Yes, another catastrophic fire. In 1932, a 2-year-old boy got a hold of his father's matches and started a fire that destroyed 95% of all buildings left within the town. So after losing 95% of the buildings, it was basically the size of what it is in San Andreas. In the years after this catastrophic fire, the Great Depression consumed Bodie and the remaining residents. And after World War II, there were only 6 people left in Bodie, a town that was once home to thousands and known for its good luck and fortune, down to only 6 residents. And this is where the folklore around the curse really starts to take place. Story goes that one of these residents woke up one day and went completely mad. He shot his wife before he himself was shot by the remaining residents. He then returned as a ghost, haunting these people until they all died, leaving Bodie a complete ghost town. In 1962, Bodie was designated a state historical park which you can pay to enter and walk around. They did up a lot of the buildings, replaced windows, and even some park rangers live there from time to time. But even though Bodie is now a popular place to visit and the buildings have been done up, the curse remains. It's said that if you visit Bodie today and you steal something, or you take something small like a rock as a souvenir, the ghosts of the people that once lived in Bodie will hold you to the curse for the rest of your life. The curse consists of misfortune and bad luck until they return the stolen item. The park staff even claim it's common for them to receive apology letters with small items like rocks that were taken from the town. A woman who works at the park named Catherine Jones said pretty much every time the ranger goes to the post office to pick up our mail, there's a cursed artifact in there, which is every single day. A certain letter that gained a lot of notoriety was from 2017. A woman wrote this letter claiming a rock that she took from Bodie was the reason for the breakdown of her relationship. Now, I highly doubt that one's true, but you know the curse is popular when people start blaming their relationship problems on it. So now you know about the ghost tales and the curse of Bodie. Let's get back to GTA San Andreas. The town's name Las Brujas, the witches, and the police sightings of witches in this town is connected to the real-life curse. Witches are connected to curses. Historically and in folklore, the ability to cast malicious spells or hexes is what witchcraft is. So that's why Rockstar deeply connects this town to witches. The town is also cursed in the game. We can't physically see evidence of this or find witches, but lore-wise, it's cursed. Now, I do know there are also a few urban legends around this town in San Andreas, things created by the player base. For example, the ghost town figure. When the game initially released, players reported seeing a black figure walking around the ghost town. This, of course, was never true. It originated from the idea of witches that we just discussed, and from the audio of the police officer saying he found a woman in the village claiming she was a witch. And for those of you who are wondering, the town is also completely unrelated from the mass grave. There are a couple more myths in real life around this town, like the haunted gravestone, where it's said the spirit of a child haunts the graveyard after she was accidentally hit and killed by a pickaxe. They call her the Angel of Bodie. There's also another one where a woman's figure is reportedly seen peering from the upper floor window of one of the houses. But it doesn't seem like any of these real-life myths made any type of appearance in San Andreas. The only myth that has some truth to it around Las Brujas is witches. So hopefully you learned something new about a 21-year-old game, I think it is now. If you did, or even if you just enjoyed the video, drop a like on it, because every single like helps me out an incredible amount. Give me some more San Andreas myths to look at in the comments section, subscribe, and have a good day.